a blessing or a curse? Pakistan's dramatic economic reclassification. Pakistan's economic earthquake. World Bank reclassifies it from booming South Asia to conflict-hit Monop Group. Now tied to Middle East chaos.
What if I told you Pakistan just got moved, not on the map, but in the world's economic system, and this one decision could shape its future for years? Is it a blessing or a curse? Hello everyone, and welcome back to our YouTube channel, Mazz Reporter. Let's make this simple. Imagine the World Bank as a giant global doctor. It groups countries into wards, so each one gets the right treatment. For decades, Pakistan was in the South Asia ward, alongside fast-growing countries like India and Bangladesh. This region is one of the fastest-growing in the world. India is expected to grow above 6%, Bangladesh above 5%. Pakistan, much slower. It looked like the struggling student in a high-performing class.
But then, everything changed. The World Bank quietly moved Pakistan into a brand new group called MENAP, Middle East, North Africa, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. Sounds technical, right? But this is actually a major shift, because now, Pakistan's economic future is tied more closely to the Middle East.
And that matters more than you think. Pakistan has two major economic lifelines. First, remittances. Millions of Pakistanis work in places like Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates. Every month they send billions back home. That money pays for school fees, food, homes, even helps the country's economy survive. Second, oil. Pakistan imports most of its fuel from the same region. And here's the problem. There's a tiny but critical route called the Strait of Hormuz. Nearly 20% of the world's oil passes through it.
If conflict happens there, oil prices shoot up, fuel gets expensive, electricity bills rise, inflation hits everyone, and we're already seeing the effects. The World Bank cut Pakistan's growth forecast from 4.5% down to just 3%. What does that mean? Fewer jobs, slower business growth, less relief for ordinary people. At the same time, inflation is high, investment is low, and economic pressure is rising.
But here's the twist. In this new MENAP group, Pakistan suddenly looks stronger. Why? Because many countries in this region are facing wars and instability. So, overall growth in MENAP is just 1.8%. Pakistan's 3% growth now looks relatively stable. Even more interesting, Pakistan's youth employment rate is around 35%, much higher than many oil-rich countries. This actually improves the region's overall numbers. But don't be fooled. This doesn't mean everything is okay.
Pakistan still faces major challenges. High inflation, high interest rates, low investment, slow job creation. Since 2023, Pakistan has also been under an International Monetary Fund program. Think of it as an emergency loan. With strict conditions, it helps prevent economic collapse, but also makes recovery harder in the short term. So why did the World Bank make this move? Because Pakistan already behaves more like a Middle Eastern economy.
It depends heavily on Gulf remittances. It relies on imported oil. Its risks are tied to regional conflicts. The World Bank even opened a regional hub in Riyadh to stay closer to Pakistan and Afghanistan. Interestingly, Pakistan's officials are positive about this change. They believe it could bring more targeted support, faster project approvals, better coordination.
In fact, over $120 million in new projects are expected in early 2026. The World Bank is still heavily involved in Pakistan. It's funding green energy projects like hydropower, economic reforms, public services like healthcare and education. Recently, it approved $700 million to support economic stability. But here's the catch. Pakistan is now more exposed to things it cannot control. A conflict in the Middle East, a disruption in oil supply, a global shock. All of it can directly impact Pakistan's economy. So what does this all mean?
Pakistan is no longer the weakest in a strong group, but now it's part of a riskier neighborhood. This reclassification is both a challenge and an opportunity.
In the end, the label doesn't decide Pakistan's future. Its decisions do. What do you think? Can Pakistan turn this shift into an advantage, or will global instability hold it back? Drop your thoughts below. Stay informed, stay safe. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe to our channel, Mazz Reporter. Thanks for watching. Peace.